Men love the idea that the moment that they meet the perfect girl, that everything will be effortless in their dating process and in their relationship. And this idea is totally delusional, because the brutal truth is that even if you meet the perfect girl, even if you have a perfect dating dynamic, if you do not show up as a guy that is attractive, if you are turning her off with your behavior, then she's going to leave you and dump you, and she's going to cheat on you no matter how perfect your relationship was in the beginning. You always need to behave like an attractive man. And that's why we're going to talk about the 7 mistakes that men are making in dating and relationships that will turn women off, even when the dynamic was so amazing in the beginning. So that brings us to the first mistake that men make, which is treating events in isolation. Because there are no isolated events in dating. Because her attraction for you is what it is because of your behavior. But if you're that guy that asks himself, well, she is a headache to deal with and she acts so difficult, and you do not ask yourself what led up to that, then that shows how broken your mindset is. And that's why so many guys, they will ask me for isolated advice on a particular case to get the woman to behave again. And that is not possible, because your overall strategy, the way that you behave in dating, that needs to be very solid. And a perfect example of this is when guys will say, well, my girlfriend wants to go on a girls trip to Vegas. So what do I do now? How do I get her to not want to do that? And that is such an unbelievably dumb question, because she wants to do that for a particular reason. The moment that she wants to go on that girls trip, you're already cooked, man. There's nothing that you can do to recover from it. You just dump her. Yeah, you just leave and that's it. She came up with that idea because of the way that she felt for you, and she came to the conclusion going on a girls trip is actually a far better idea than spending time with you. So what led her up to that point? Yeah, it's your behavior in the dating process. And that's why you should never treat events in isolation, but always ask yourself, okay, what led her up to that point that she wants to do this? So brings us to the second way in which men ruin perfect relationships, and that is by spending way too much time with her. And because 99% of men out there are thirsty beta males, they meet a girl and then after 3 weeks, they are already spending 4 days per week with her. And this is super needy. This gives up all the mystery. It ruins all the attraction. And that's why you should always limit how much you see her. Especially in the beginning stages, you should see her once per week, but even better, once every 2 weeks. Because the less that you see her, the better it's going to be for her attraction. Because you give her more time to wonder about you. There is more mystery involved. She will be far more enthusiastic to actually see you the moment that she spends less time with you. Because the moment that there is scarcity, people value things more. That's just human nature. And also, because spending so much time with a woman always ruins her attraction, it's also the reason why living with a woman is an absolute terrible idea, because it kills the mystery. And if it's not necessary, you shouldn't do it. But so many thirsty beta males out there, they start living with a woman just to make her happy, or they want to be around her, or they believe that that is their ticket to easy access to bedroom fun. Because actually what will start happening is the moment that you will start living with her, is that she will want to have less bedroom fun with you. You would have more bedroom fun with her if you only saw her once per week or once every 2 weeks than if you were living together with her. And that's the reality also of many relationships out there. And that's why you want to be aware of this and not live with a woman together if it's not necessary, because you're not doing yourself a favor, you're not doing her a favor, and it's also not better financially. Yeah, it's just total nonsense. Just don't live together with a woman, because then you create scarcity, and that scarcity will make her want you more. So that brings us to the third way in which men ruin perfect relationships, which is by becoming thirsty after the bedroom fun. And so many men out there are doing this. The moment that they have slept with her once or twice, they will start to hit her up constantly. Hey, when can we see each other again? They will start to chase her, and all of that will turn her off, and it will show that she is the prize. Yeah, it will show that she did you a favor by sleeping with you. And that's also why you don't want to write to women after you have slept with her for the first time. Because the women that want more than a one night stand, they will always write you, hey, when will we see each other again? Yeah, we had so much fun. We should do this again. Yeah, and that's basically what you want. And if she doesn't do that, then very often she just wanted a one night stand. And also these women, they will not hit you up after, the bedroom fun. It's very often because they are just not looking for something serious anyway. So brings us to the fourth way in which men ruin perfect relationships, which is by complimenting her and showing how much you admire her. And you will see this very often, also in public, by the way. These guys that are smothering their woman, they are kissing her and like hugging her and leaning their head on her shoulder, and all of those public displays of affection, all of that turns her off. All of that shows that she is the prize, and all of that shows that you're a low status guy and that you need to do whatever you can to win her over. All of that comes off very weak, and it comes off very needy to women. But also another way in which men will ruin perfect relationships is by complimenting her constantly, because they sleep with her a couple times and then they will start to compliment her on how beautiful she is, how amazing she is, how sweet she is, how lucky he is to be with her. And all of that, it shows that you're putting her on a pedestal. It comes off needy, and all of that, it turns her off. You want her to do all of that complimenting to you. You want her to say to you, you're so amazing, you're so great, what can I do to make you happy? I'm so lucky to be with you. All of these things, those are things that the woman should say to you. But most men, they have the world upside down, and that's why they, as soon as they sleep with a woman 2 times, they will start to vomit out how beautiful she is, how pretty she is, and how much they appreciate her, and how lucky they are to be with her, and all of that turns her off. That's why I've seen that very often, where these guys, they compliment the woman way too much, and that turns the woman off, and that's why the woman eventually dumps you, and the woman just wants to have nothing to do with you anymore. And it's very sad, because this is a mistake that is so easily avoidable. So brings us to the 5th way in which men ruin perfect relationships with women, which is by thinking that a relationship is the finish line. Because many guys, they will think, as soon as I have the relationship, then I do not need to play games anymore. Then I do not need to be an attractive guy anymore. Then I don't need to work on myself anymore. I can just become complacent, and I can sit on the couch and eat Cheetos and play PlayStation. And then that woman, she will still love me, and she will still give me access to enthusiastic bedroom fun. That idea is just totally delusional. A relationship is not a finish line. A relationship is a starting point. Because just sleeping with a woman and getting that relationship, that is not that hard. It is much harder to maintain her relationship, to keep behaving like that attractive guy, to not become complacent, to keep passing her shit tests. One of the most notorious ones is when she asks you, spend more time with me. And in that moment, most thirsty beta males, they will just jump on it and they will start spending more time with her. And before you know it, the woman wants to leave. It's because you are giving all your time to her. You're not passing her shit test. You are becoming complacent because you're staying in and watching Netflix, and you stop going to the gym, and you stop doing the things in life that are actually important. And that's why you should never see a relationship as a finish line, because it's only the start of things. Even after 30 years of marriage, you need to keep passing her shit tests. You need to behave like an attractive guy. You cannot become complacent. You need to manage the time, how much you spend with her. You cannot constantly spend time with her, because that's going to ruin her attraction. Even if you are married for that long, or you have such a great relationship for that many years, you need to keep behaving like that attractive guy, and otherwise she will leave you and dump you and all of the nasty stuff. So brings us to the next way in which men ruin perfect relationships, which is by becoming jealous, or being jealous in general. When a woman sees that you are jealous when she talks to another guy, especially in the beginning stages of the dating process, she will lose attraction for you. She will see that you are very weak. And you're just cooked when she does that. Also, very often, when she sees that you are jealous when she talks to another guy, especially very early on, she will just start talking to more guys the moment that she does that. Because women always need to test your strength as a man. So the moment that they see, wow, I see a weakness over here, so let me poke at this weakness. Let me throw some salt in that wound. And then she starts talking to more guys just to make you even more jealous. And in the meanwhile, she will just see how frustrated you will become with her. The right thing to do the moment that she's trying to make you jealous is just to do the same thing back to her. You also start talking to other women. Especially when you're out in public with her, you are visiting an event or whatever. If you see that she starts to talk enthusiastically, to some guys out there, you do the same thing. You also start talking to some women, and you will see in that moment that she will not be able to handle it. Yeah, and then she will come to you and she will try to win you over again. And that's what you want. You want her to chase you, basically. So brings us to the seventh way in which men ruin perfect relationships with women, which is by moving the relationship forward. Because most men, they think that this is their responsibility. The moment that they are dating a gal, that they need to ask for the relationship, that they need to tell her, oh, can I introduce you to my parents? When can I meet your parents? That is their responsibility to constantly move the relationship forward. You should never do this as a guy. It's her responsibility to do that. It's her responsibility to ask for the relationship. It's her responsibility to ask you, when can I meet your parents? When are we going on a trip together? When are we going to see each other more? When are we going to do this? Whatever the case may be, she needs to beg you to do all of these things. Because in that moment you create the right dynamic. She needs to push for these things. Because if you move the relationship forward, you come off needy, you come off like a total joke to her, and it will turn women off. And that's why you shouldn't move the relationship forward, because it's not your responsibility and you're also not gaining anything by doing it. You're only losing. So that's it, guys. So if you listen to this and you're frustrated with your dating life, feel free to reach out for my help. You can book a call with me with the link in the bio. I'll help you to get the dating life that you've always wanted. And that's it, guys. Peace.